Hello, everyone. What's up, guys? Hello, everybody. Whew. How are you guys all doing? My name is Olufemi Daniel. If you're just joining me, thank you so much. And for everybody who is subscribed to my channel, I want to say a very big thank you. So today we're just literally going to talk about the the issue that has happened in Nigeria, precisely Lagos. A week ago, exactly 1 week ago. All right, thank you guys for joining. Please, if you can see me, just say hi, and please like the video. If you can see me, if you can hear me clearly, please you can just. What's up, Manu Makatu? I hope I got the pronunciation of your name correctly. Anole for Ikechuku. How far now? Shibuna Chimile. Edwin Brown, thank you so much. Sorry about the network the other time. Mano, thank you, I got it right. Fure Oteri Chiderachuku. Stanley Bright Onyema, thank you. Mzamo, I think Mzamo is from South Africa, if I'm correct. Tunjo Lumide Alpha Omoya, Shele. Okay, so guys, please hit the like button. Thank you so much. It just shows that the video is not, is very important. Adora Smart, thank you. I remember that name very well. Abdurrahman Saleh, Oshe Abayamedele, thank you from Sierra Leone. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, guys. Now, what we have to talk about is that 1 week after the shootings in Lagos, Nigeria, nothing has been done. Hilda, I see you from Ghana. Thank you so much. Makatu, thank you. So for those of you who don't get notifications whenever I come on live videos or I post a video, please just go to your settings and turn on your notification for either your phone or for the YouTube channel. Thank you so much. So I want to run you guys down on what has happened in 1 week. Exactly 1 week at this time, people were shot in Lekki Tollgate, Nigeria by men of the armed forces. And to our greatest surprise, they came out and said that the video was photoshopped, that those guys were really not there. They were not the ones who shot at protesters. And I am beginning to wonder the kind of country we're in, because these are the people who are saddled with the responsibility of protecting the lives and properties of Nigerians. And as we speak, nobody has been brought to book. Even before the shooting happened, we were protesting for the disbandment of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, which is called the SARS. It was called the Federal SARS. And at some point they said, okay, we've disbanded SARS, right now we're going to go to SWAT. And we came out and said, you know what, you disbanded SARS 2-3 days ago, and the following day you're coming out to tell us that, okay, we now have SWAT. And you're telling us it's this same set of people who were in SARS that are going to be in SWAT. And we're telling you we do not want these people who were in SARS to be in SWAT. And this was the peaceful protest. These protests were going on across Nigeria, outside of Nigeria in the diaspora, from Lagos to Abuja, to Port Harcourt, to Osogbo, to different places, to Kaduna in the north. And even in London, Canada, and in the US and Australia, in Austria, Nigerians were protesting because they were tired of all that was happening with the Nigerian police force. Now, immediately after the shooting, the following day, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos came out and said there were no deaths. And to be honest, we saw dead bodies that night on the live stream of one of Nigeria's DJs, who is DJ Switch, and she came on live. Thank you so much, Furo Terry. She came on live and told us that we could literally see people dying. We could see dead bodies everywhere. And our own government was coming to tell us that, you know what, there was nobody who died. People were transferred or were transported to the hospital. Like Dara is saying, they were like rewriting the story. Now, I'm just following my analogy carefully. These are the people who are leading us, coming to tell us. It's like we are the only ones who live on social media, and these guys do not live on social media. They probably just live on newspapers. Now, the government came to tell us the following morning that, hey, guys, nobody died, blah, 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 blah. And immediately he said that, people went ahead to churn out lots of videos that was showing people who died, people who lost their sons, people who lost their daughters, a woman who lost her 2 kids at the Lekki Tollgate shooting, a wife who lost her husband at the Lekki Tollgate shooting, and the governor said, okay, there was nobody who died. Now, I'm going to move over to the looting and the destroying of lives and properties that happened immediately after the Lekki shooting. Somebody here is saying that they've broken our trust. At this point, I do not trust any Nigerian politician, any leader that we have as at now. See, the fear of Nigerian politicians is the beginning of wisdom. If you trust these guys, you're trusting them at your own peril. Now, a lot of youths, I'm going to say something about the vandalism that happened. One thing that these Nigerian leaders used for us was experience. We had very good intentions. We wanted to protest. We wanted to end SARS. We wanted a very good government. But you know what they did? They understood the fact that a lot of Nigerian youths are not on social media. I'm not going to call them thugs. I'm going to call them the uneducated youth who did not understand the cause that we were fighting for. So you know what these guys did? They introduced, I would personally say, I'm not going to say, that's what I'm just going to say from my own perspective. These guys were introduced into the system. They were asked to disrupt the whole process, the whole peaceful protest that we're having to do. When they introduced the army, and the next thing they said was, okay, they introduced the thugs, then they introduced the army, and the whole protest went off. Then these guys who are the thugs realized that, okay, if these guys, if we could disrupt this whole process and they could still end up sending military men into this protest, the next thing we have to do right now is to just vandalize and loot the properties that we can see. And guess what, guys? They started looting shops to shops, malls to malls, properties worth millions of naira. Hey, my friend from Germany, story of motherhood, I can see you. Thank you so much. Malls were looted. People lost properties worth millions of naira. And guess what, guys? It was these thugs, this same set of thugs that were introduced to disrupt the peaceful protests that looted the shops. Now, what these people do not understand is this. It is the lions, the beast you feed gradually that is going to turn back to kill you, that's going to turn back to harm you. No matter how a small lion, no matter how beautiful a small lion looks, it is going to grow, and the day it grows enough to realize that you are meat, it's going to feed on you. So now you realize that a lot of properties were burnt. Government properties were burnt. TV stations were burnt. TV stations that were owned by some leaders in the federal government were burnt. Hotels were burnt. Houses were burnt. Houses were burnt in Calabar. You know the funniest part is this. For those of you who live outside of Nigeria, maybe the government there gave you palliative and all of that. In Nigeria, we had palliative that were stored in warehouses. Now, let me tell you something. It happened in Lagos that they found the palliatives that were stored in the warehouse in Lagos. Then the Lagos government came out and said, you know what? The palliatives that were found there were supposed to be shared amongst the southwest communities, the southwestern states in Nigeria, which is Oyo, Osun, Ogun, Ondo, a bit of Kwara State in Ilorin and all of that. And you know what they did? They came out with that lie. And the following day, people in Osun State found their own palliative warehouse. Lagos State told us that this whole palliative whatever was to be distributed amongst all the other 6 states in southwestern Nigeria. The following day, people in Osogbo, Osun State found their warehouse, looted the warehouse. Another time, people in Ondo State found theirs. People in Kwara State found theirs. It now went to Abuja. People in Abuja found theirs. People in Cross River State found theirs. People in Adamawa State. So the truth is this. We have terrible leaders who understood people died of hunger during the COVID-19. People died of hunger. Families went on hunger strike. Children were lost due to hunger. And we had this food in our own warehouses. And these leaders did not share this food. This is to show you how wicked this government is. And this is to address bad leadership, bad government, I don't know what to put it. We have, in fact, one senator, one House of Assembly member in Lagos State came out to say that he wanted to distribute the palliative during his birthday. And I am wondering, is this supposed to be a birthday gift? Is your birthday a palliative anniversary? That you want to share the food that was meant for Nigerians. The food that was meant for Nigerians. You wanted to share it on your birthday. Now, let me tell you something. When our president came out, our president didn't talk for a long time. I'm not going to say anything against the president at this point, but I'm going to say this. We need a leader that will stand up to responsibilities and be able to address issues head on. You are a president, and under your nose. So let me tell you something first off. The Nigerian army will not act without the instruction of the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, who is the president of Nigeria. Now, you claim to say the president did not even address the killing, the massacre in Lekki Tollgate. He didn't talk for days. Your sitting governor, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, said he called the president, and the president wasn't picking his calls. Now, the question we're asking is this: who ordered the shooting? Till tomorrow, we still cannot get an answer to who ordered the shootings of the guys in Lekki Tollgate. This is 1 week. This is 1 week after the shooting, and as Nigerians, the most populous black nation in the world, we cannot say this is the person who ordered the shooting. We have a government that's still threatening us and saying that, you know what, guys, we're trying to help you. They covered up. Until 2 days ago, when facts began to come out that we began to saw the stars of the Nigerian army in the video, and we could literally tell that these people who came were men of the Nigerian army. They were denying these facts. Now, our president came out to speak, and this guy did not address the issue at all. He acted like nothing happened in the country. And you know why I'm saying all of this? Because a lot of us get emotional when it's time to select leaders, when it's time to elect people who are going to lead us for another 4 years. And we get so carried away with a bag of rice, with 2 liters of vegetable oil. We begin to act like our life solely depends on the 20,000 naira that they're going to give us during the elections. And you know what? We're all going to suffer for it for the next 4 years. And what you do not literally know is the fact that people who have died will not come back tomorrow. These guys who have died are gone forever. And this is not just happening only in Nigeria. A lot of things going on in Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo. A lot of things going on in Cameroon. And as it stands right now, we have terrible leaders everywhere. And it is high time we stand and fight for our countries. When most of us are our youth right now, some of us have kids and all of that. A lot of people have kids. Okay, somebody's asking that, are we still going on with the protest? Yes, we are. And now this is it. We're trying to retreat. In the long run, there's no revolution. Every revolution ends up on the dialogue table. Now we're at the point where we're beginning to have dialogue with the people that are really concerned about the well-being and the welfare of the Nigerian citizens, the well-being and the welfare of youth in this country. I know a lot of people are clamoring for Aisha Yusufu. A lot of people are clamoring for Falz the bad guy, Nigerian rapper. We need people who are knowledgeable about what the Nigerian youth wants. See, let me tell you something. If you have a president who cannot address the issue of Nigerians, we have a president who will not just show up. I mean, I do not understand when you direct a country of 200 million people, you cannot just wake up in the morning and show up in Lagos State and show up at the Ministry of Education. I mean, if I was a president, I will wake up in the morning, I'm in Abuja. I will wake up in the morning and show up in Calabar. I will show up at the police headquarters. And I do not find the commissioner of police there, he's fired. Well, we have a president who, he naturally doesn't know what is happening in the country. It is what they tell him that he will talk about. Our president reads a script. He doesn't type the script. They give him the script, he reads. And he is the president of Nigeria. We cannot do anything about it. But listen, guys, we do not have any other choice but to sit down with this president and to sit down with this government till 2023. And until we become, right now we are aware of what is happening in this country, and until we decide that enough is enough. I know that most of us cannot go out right now in Lagos, Nigeria to begin to say end SARS, end bad government, because of the lives that have been lost, because of the bloodshed. But this is what I'm going to say. It is high time that we begin to decide who are the people who are going to represent us come 2023. I'm happy that this happened right now. It is a perfect time for this revolution, for this protest that happened. And 2020 is almost over. We have 2021 and 2022. We have 2 years to prepare for the next election and decide who are the people that are going to lead us into the promised land, the great Nigeria that we know. We are 60 years as a nation, and we do not even know our bearing yet. This is no hate speech. This is just the fact. We have people who are very old in government who do not even understand social media. At some point, we had a particular inspector general of police, a police chief, who said that social media is for criminals. He doesn't understand what Instagram is. He doesn't understand what Facebook is. Most of these people do not even understand what the youth want. And the youth in Nigeria, about 70% of the people, somebody said, are we sure we have a president in Nigeria? Stanley, we have a president, but at this point, it feels like we do not have a president. Now, what I'm going to say is this. I'm going to say that we're not going to keep quiet. We're not going to keep quiet over the end bad governance in Nigeria. At this point, we're still going to continue asking the question, who ordered the shooting? And until we get to the bottom of this, we on social media, we're not going to stop asking that question. A lot of people are beginning to come out. The mother of a guy who was shot dead came out recently to talk about how pained she is. You do not know the sorrow you've thrown these families into. And now I'm going to give 2-3 points on what the way forward is. This is not just about Nigeria. It's also about Africa. We're not going to keep quiet. We're going to continue fighting. We're going to commit ourselves. Oh, yeah. Somebody said I should talk about the Fashola investigation. Now, I'm going to talk about the Fashola investigation. You see this Fashola investigation that you want to talk about there? I'm highly disappointed in what happened. I won't say I'm highly disappointed in Fashola. I'm highly disappointed in what happened. That place that the shooting took place had been swept, had been checked, had been cleaned by men of the Lagos State Waste Management Agency. Then, a group of Nigerian leaders, Fashola is the Minister for Works and Power. I don't know, it's like they take us for fools in this country. All of them were natives, and they started working there, and they saw a camera. See, this camera that we're talking about, this camera is like a 1998 model. This is not, it's not a DSLR, it's not a smart camera, it's not an action camera. You don't go, they now got there and saw one camera. Somebody said, forget about Fashola. How will it, the only one who will see camera after days? Now, you now got there, you saw a camera, and you guys claim it's a secret camera that would have all the details of what happened about 4-5 days ago. I do not understand this set of leaders we have. And let me tell you the truth. This is, see, don't be angry, oh. This is how these people see us. They do not see us as intelligent people. You know, I don't know who is also feeding them with information. I feel that most of these people are not on social media. And that's the honest truth. These people do not engage on social media. It is the people who are there, like their PAs and stuff like that tell them, it was a camcorder, Pablo. It's these people that will tell them what is happening. So they just came and said, you know what, Sanwo-Olu, you're the governor of this state, you've tried enough. Let us come and tell your people what we think happened. And you got there and you found a camcorder, and you use clothes to pick the camcorder and say, yes, we're going to take it to maybe a forensic unit. You want to take it somewhere to go and you want to pieces the camera, you want to plug it to a system. They think we are dumb. And let me tell you the honest truth. You know, this thing that we just did, the awakening that happened, the revolution that happened was a fantastic one. Even though we did it was shot, it was silenced by shooting. We have been, how would I put it? We are now awake to the fact that we deserve more. How do we know that we deserve more? Look at the thousands, the hundreds of thousands of people who are thronging the warehouses where they kept food. Nigerians are hungry. People are hungry in this nation, and the government is so wicked, stingy that they keep this food. Somebody told me that they want to rebag this food for elections. See, during elections in Nigeria, there's nothing they don't share to money. They share money, they'll buy votes, they will share Nigerian, they'll share dollar, they will share rice, they'll share groundnut oil, they will share a lot of things. This is the height of wickedness. And I'm not going to keep this long. I'm going to just talk about 3 things that we need to do for us to have a better country in different parts of Africa. The first thing we're going to do is this. Nigerian youth have to become part and parcel of the political system in Nigeria. See, until we begin to have young people who are involved in politics with true intentions, we're not going to move forward in this country. You know the reason? We do not have too many people who are young, who are in the system. Buhari was a president. He was a military president 30-something years ago. He's now a democratic president, and still we're still talking about Buhari. A lot of people who were born at this time are here right now, and they're still shouting Buhari. Buhari has been a president, military, a president, democratic. Obasanjo was a president, military, a president, democratic. It's high time Nigerian youth stop shying away from the responsibility of going into politics. And how do you do that? The first thing you have to do is register with a political party. Register with the APC. I literally do not have anything against APC or PDP, because this is the honest truth. It is not about the name. It is the people who are in those parties that make name or spoil the name. Look at PDP and APC. Somebody will leave PDP and port to APC. They will be claiming that it's APC and not the person, whereas it's the person who is representing the party. And until we begin to have youth with true intentions, people like Aisha Yusufu from my wanted to start a revolution, and Nairali wanted to start a revolution, and he was asked to step back. I understand that he had a bit of court cases and all of that, so the guy didn't probably want to end up in prison again. But Falz the bad guy and Run Town decided to run with this protest, and that was the same thing that got us to this point. Until we have youth with true intentions who will want to lead us and get Nigeria to the promised land, then we have not started it. So number one, we need to have youth with true intentions. Number two, I'm not going to call these people I want to talk about thugs. I'm going to call them the uneducated youths. These are the people who disrupted the protests. They are the people who made the protests become violent. They are the people who were introduced by some people who had ulterior motives into the protest. Now, these people with 1.5, with 2,000 naira, you know what they would do? They will go and spoil things, disrupt anything. Somebody's saying that we should avoid both parties because the cabals don't give you tickets to contest. You're very correct. And I want to also think that it's high time that we set up our own party, whereby it becomes the youth party, whatever name is going to become, versus the ruling party. You get what I'm talking about? Now, let me tell you something. There's somebody called, for those of you who don't know Nigerian politics, somebody called Dino Melaye. Dilo Melaye is a Nigerian politician who was in the Senate, and right now he's no more in the Senate. He's been asked, the courts checked him out of the Senate. Then he came out one day and said, I stand with the Nigerian youth, I stand with the Nigerian youth, I stand with the Nigerian youth. I'm going to support you with all my properties. I'm going to support you with Hula Baloo. This is the money of the people. We told him, Ogago and sit down, we do not need you. We need people with true intentions. A lot of middle-aged politicians right now think they can ride on this protest and see how they can garner the support of all the other youths to advance their political career. We're not going to allow that. We need people who have not tasted government before. People who have not been APC. For somebody says I don't agree or think it's okay if we youth come out on that. Yes. So we're saying we're going to start our own political party. Now we need people who have not tasted power before, who are passionate about fixing this country. People who don't have shares in the oil block. People who don't have political affiliations or anything. Those are the kind of people we need to be in government. Somebody said the last thing of the three that you want to talk about should be how do we burn down Aso Rock. I think we shouldn't burn down Aso Rock. You know why? I understand the fact that people are very pained at the moment. If we burn down the Aso Rock, how do we get into Aso Rock? That's what we should think about. If we burn down Aso Rock as youth of Nigeria, how do we get into Aso Rock? So with the aim right now is to get the right people into the places of power. So the second thing I'm going to say is this. We need to begin to do a one-on-one dialogue, a one-on-one discussion, a one-on-one enlightenment with this youth. So for those of you who give Agberos money, they just come to me. I have a lot of people who hear me and say, hey, Baba, how far now? They want me to probably give them money. Before I give anybody money right now, I'm going to say, come, how far? You don't get your PVC. You did part of the protest. Were you part of the protest? Did you understand what happened? This is why we want to change this government. This is why you are used as a thug to go and disrupt peaceful protests. And you know what? Let me test you. Go and meet any of these politicians. Tell them you want to marry their daughter and see the reactions they will give you. Whatever reaction they give you is to tell you how much they value you. They do not value you. They just use you because they can use you to achieve their own aims. We need to have a one-on-one dialogue with these youth. Anybody you see that does not understand the revolution and the cause we're fighting for, We need to have a one-on-one with these people, telling them the reason why we're having this protest, and for them to see the end result and how we want to have a better Nigeria. Ask these people, do you want to become a thug forever? At 50, do you still want to be on the street carrying bottles and cutlasses? At 50, what kind of life do you want to live? That is what we're fighting for at the moment. So the first thing is this: Nigerian youth with true intentions should register in political parties. Number two, we need to enlighten people who do not understand the new Nigeria we're fighting for. Number three, the number three thing I want to talk about is this: everybody should get their permanent voters card. Until you get your PVCs, you will not be able to vote. There are a number of people who were part of this protest right now that happened in the last 2-3 weeks that do not have their permanent voters card. When it's time for elections, most of us just sit down in our house and we watch TV following the whole election process. We do not understand what is happening. We do not understand the process it takes to vote. Most of us just sit in the comfort of our home and we do not vote. Then when the government comes out and begin to put policies in place that do not favor us, we begin to shout on social media. It is high time we stop shouting and we start to vote. See, come 2023, I believe that one of the things that we're trying to push for right now is that the Independent National Electoral Commission, which is the body that sees to the peaceful election, that sees to the electoral process in this country, make the availability of registering for the permanent voters card early enough. We don't want to start fighting for our voters card 1 month, 2 months to the election. We want to start getting our voters card from now. From now on, from 2021, people should start registering for their PVCs, because this is one of the ways by which people in power tend to, truncate the whole process. When people register, people not even register for the PVCs, and you find out that they cannot get their PVCs before the elections. I don't know how that works, why people cannot get their PVCs before the elections, but what we want right now is people being able to register for their permanent voters cards before the elections, which gives everybody ample time to decide who they want to vote for and how do we want to get the right person in place of power. Now, somebody said we don't want any middle-aged politician, because I've seen this man coming to the sides of this of the youth in this guys to be with the youth so we can put them in power. The truth is we don't want any middle-aged politician to come and rally down the youth. Someone like Dino Melaya, I personally, he's from Kogi State, my state. I do not want people like that in power. I want people, probably think that we should vote people, we should select people who have the heart of Nigeria, who have the heart of the youth, who understand the fact that Nigerians deserve the best. Let me tell you something. Nothing is working in this country. I'm going to list it out to you. No, I'm going to first tell you something. The budget of education in Nigeria is 48 billion, if I'm not mistaken, for 200 million people. The budget of health in Nigeria is 40 billion for 200 million people. The budget of the National Assembly, the lawmakers in Nigeria, is 120-something billion naira. 120-something billion naira for 495 people. And we have 48 billion naira for the primary schools in Nigeria, for the secondary schools in Nigeria, and for the universities in Nigeria. And now, you have 120 billion naira for 495 people. There are a lot of things that need to be checked in this country, from the payment, from the amount. So a senator takes 29 to 30 million naira home every month, and you have a policeman that takes 30,000 naira home every month, and you give him a gun. He will extort you. He will take money from you. When we have senators who earn as much as 29 million to 30 million naira every month, and we have policemen, men who are saddled with the responsibility to protect our lives and properties, who are earning 30 million, who are earning 30,000, 40,000, some are earning 20,000, then you give them a gun, they will extort you. So a lot has to be done. Our electoral reform has to be checked. The Constitution, the 1999 Constitution, is doing us no good. It has to be checked. We need the salaries of the lawmakers to be checked. Nigerian lawmakers are the highest paid in the world. And as it stands right now, these people, you buy cars for the Nigerian lawmakers, and they'll come and tell you that the car is small. One of the lawmakers came and said that he doesn't like the car, that the car doesn't fit him. And I'm beginning to wonder, are you there to serve or to ride cars? So let me tell you something, guys. We need to come out in 2023. Even as much as we cannot go to Lekki Tollgate to vote, we cannot go to Lekki Tollgate rather to protest anymore. We need to continue the conversation on social media. They need to realize that we're serious about our lives, we're serious about this country, and the only time for us to do this is now. Let me tell you something, guys. If we don't get this country, if a youth, somebody who has the heart of Nigeria does not get this country in 2023, we are done for. Imagine what would have happened if we did not have social media. Imagine what would have happened if DJ Switch did not go on live, on Instagram live that night in Lekki when the whole shooting happened. Do you know how many lives? Do you know how many things would have been covered up? You do not understand how many lives would have been lost without traces. You do not understand how many people would have been lost. You don't understand how many lives would have been covered up. You do not understand how many number would have been cut down. They would have told you that maybe only 2 people died. Now, we cannot go out to say we want good governance and bad governance, because everybody wants to be alive. We want to be alive to tell the story. As much as we want to protest, I appreciate the fact that we stop the protest right now and we continue the protest on social media. It is high time we continue the protest on social media, enlightening everybody. Everybody has to get their PVCs from 2021. That is the see. If you don't have a PVC, no matter what I'm saying right now, if I do not have a PVC, I cannot vote. If I do not have a PVC, for those of you who are watching me right now, if you do not have a PVC, you cannot vote. There's no amount of clamoring I do on social media that will amount to selecting a qualified candidate during the elections. So guys, I mentioned 3 things, my own perspective. You can go to the comment section and also tell us what you think we should do. For people in diaspora on how to vote, I'm going to probably make a bit of findings on that and see how people in the diaspora can also vote to select the proper candidate that's going to lead Nigeria to the promised land. And let me tell you something. I spoke with some of my friends who stay outside of the country, in London, in Canada, in the US, and these guys are telling me that, see guy, if Nigeria is good today, if we have the structures that we have in London, if we have the structures that we have in Canada, in the US, in Nigeria today, all of us are coming back home. Because the honest truth is this: most of the things people in the diaspora enjoy is the basics. There's light, there's social amenity, there's welfare, there's health. The schools in Canada are free for children, citizens. So here in Nigeria, the roads are very good. My friend told me that in 18 years she's been staying in London, there has been power outage only twice. And those 2 times, the lights were restored in less than 2 hours. And those twice the lights went off, it was just on her street. So what I'm trying to say is this: get your PVCs. See, if you do not understand everything I've been saying since morning, get this last point. Get your permanent voter's card. That is the only way we can select the right people who are going to represent us in this country. I want to say a very big thank you to everybody who has joined us. Please go on social media and let's continue asking the question: who ordered the shooting? Who ordered the shooting? Number 2, get involved in politics. Number 3, tell people, enlighten the people who do not understand why we're fighting for a new Nigeria. Tell them the reason why we're fighting for a new Nigeria. And number 4, I beg of you, when it is time to get your permanent voter's card, please gather alone from different parts of the country, from different parts of the world, who came in to talk about the End SARS movement, the End Bad Governance movement. And I really do appreciate you all, guys. I really want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you so much, guys. And please go to the comment section. I love you too. Please, thank you so much. I love everybody. Thank you so much, guys. Please go to the comment section and let us continue the conversations there. I'm going to come up again on Saturday with another live stream where we're talking about something else, something different, and of course the developments that have happened. I remain your one and only Olufemi Daniel. Please go and follow me on social media platforms at Olufemi Daniel. And somebody's asking, what do we do to get the INEC to start the PVC? So this is what we're going to do. If you're Nigerian, please reach out to your senator, reach out to the House of Rep member that is representing your constituency. Let them throw it on the platform of the House. If we have House of Rep members, if we have senators who throw it on the platform of the House to say that, you know what, we want Nigerians to start getting the permanent voters card early enough, that is how we're going to get our PVCs. That's how we're going to get INEC to begin to give us our PVCs. Please get your PVCs. Call your constituents representative. Call your House of Rep representative. Call your senators. Tell them you want them to table this matter before the House, and that INEC should start giving us our permanent voters card. That is the only way. See, if you don't get anything in all of this live stream, the only thing I need you to get here is this: get your PVC and vote for the right person. Thank you so much, guys. Until next time I come here, I'm going to come on live stream on Saturday. Shalom, thank you so much. I'm going to come on live stream on Saturday, and we're going to talk about a whole lot of things. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. I love you all. Thank you very much. It's bye for now. Thank you very much.